for the Empowering You Show. This is a lively television show that is a driving force to positive transformation in every viewer's life. Our goal is simple. It is to elevate our audience members with clear, practical, helpful advice and engaging activities. We're here dedicated to sparking a journey of self-growth and empowerment, making sure each episode is a step towards professional and personal achievement. That's how we empower you on the Empowering You Show. So get ready, it's time. Yes, it is time for the Empowering You Show. I am super duper excited again to be here with you. Thank you so much for showing up. And if you are not watching this live, okay, I get it. Check it out on the replay and let us know, #replay, to let me know that you have seen the show. Thank you so much for joining us today, where we showcase interesting businesses, business owners, and people doing phenomenal things in the community. So thank you again for showing up. And I would be remiss if I did not introduce the one who keeps me straight, the sensational, sassy, sexy, smooth, and so smart, Shani Smith, to the show.
Good. I was about to say good morning. It's not good morning. It's afternoon here. Anyway, I would say great rising. So forgive me for that. I think I was blinded by the eye makeup because it's definitely popping today. Okay, you did that. I had to wear glasses because I ain't have time for that.
Well, you know, I was at an event not too long ago when the marvelous Dr. Marcia asked me, "How long does it take you to do your makeup?" I said, "About 20 minutes." She said, "Yeah, that's too long."
I don't know if I say it's too long, but that's a commitment right there. I'm thinking like anything with like 2 to 3 minutes, I'm good. But outside of that, like in my mind, I can really do makeup. But when I look in the mirror, that is not the truth.
Well, you know, I have been doing this way, way, way back when they didn't have makeup that had shades that were in my shade. Gotcha. And so back in the day, I went to Barbizon School of Modeling. I don't even know if Barbizon still exists.
I don't know, but that's a throwback. I definitely know about Barbizon. Yeah,
my godmother sent me to Barbizon School of Modeling, and they showed us how to do makeup. So I've been practicing since then, and I've gotten pretty good at it. But what was instrumental was when they finally came out with colors for women of color. Now, they had colors for women of color, but they didn't have colors for women of color in my shade.
Gotcha.
And so needless to say, I was looking a little ashy for a long time. Just saying. But anyway.
Either way, you did it. You did the darn thing today. So you're looking good.
Thank you so much.
It is May the 9th.
Oh my gosh.
May the 9th.
Did May just not come in? Like, what is going on?
And then how we get to a week and a half into it. That's what I'm trying to find out.
And I've had so much stuff going on, Shani. Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it's not even 2 weeks ago, 9 days ago, I presented at the Newport News Police Department. Now, I got to tell you, I get a little nervous going into the police department. There's something about that going behind locked doors and things that does something to me. Anyway, I was there on a mission to talk about women or people that have experienced domestic violence. And many times, most people don't know that I am a survivor of domestic violence because I don't really talk about that. But I have recently been informed spiritually that maybe it's time for me to start talking about it. There are some people out there that need to hear the story. And so
they can be free.
We're entertaining the idea. We haven't committed yet, but we're entertaining the idea. So I was at the Newport News Police Department speaking on my experience as a domestic violence survivor. It was very impactful, and it brought me to tears. And so therefore it brought the audience, some of them, to tears. In any event, that's not the purpose of telling the story. The purpose is to free not just me, but anyone in the audience who doesn't think that they can get out. So it's a heavy subject, but it's very much needed. There's a whole division of domestic violence prevention in the police department in Newport News, and I'm willing to entertain and explore what
Mhm.
opportunities I can help them with. So that's that.
It's
Then
one of those
last week,
can I stop you real quick?
oh
It's one
yeah,
of those topics that I believe that so many people are freed by you sharing it, but so many people feel this shame that they never want to share it.
right.
So they
And
don't
I was
really
there.
understand the impact of how burying it affects so many other areas of their life.
Yeah. And to segue on that, I was there. I was that one who was ashamed to say it because I sort of kind of blamed myself. I mean, how could you stay? How could you stay so long? And people ask that of victims. They ask, how can you stay, knowing that you are being abused, knowing that there is potentially a life outside of that. Well, I will have to quote Dr. Reuben West on this. People would rather stay, when he says, people would rather stay in a known hell, hear me, than explore an unknown heaven. And that's what it's like. I mean, you know what you have, you know, you're familiar, you may not be comfortable, but you know what this looks like. You don't know what the unknown is.
Right.
What I knew is that this was not what I wanted my children to experience. And it was me taking me out of myself and looking forward for my children. And that's kind of what made me finally decide to leave. But yeah, it's a whole nother journey that I pretty much mask or hide from or hide behind so that I don't have to talk about it. But
Mhm.
I'm now learning and understanding and experiencing that people need to hear it. People need to know. You know, people see this whole persona, you know, international speaker, author, coach, all that stuff. And it's just that it's stuff because the real who I am has been through a
Mhm.
lot. And people need to know that you've been through a lot. You weren't always this international speaker, trainer, coach
Right.
person, and that
Right.
there is a side that was vulnerable, that was hurt, that was almost destroyed, almost killed. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, that part.
They need to know that you can go through the fire and come out unsinged, not burnt, not smelling like smoke. Come
Whoop!
out whole.
Yeah.
So,
Now there's still a process. I mean, I still
mhm,
go through moments where I have the, you know, the process has
of
to
course.
still go on. But yeah. Yeah, so I did that. So that was cool, I
Mhm.
guess.
No, it was for sure.
And then we did the WIDGHR. They love acronyms in the military. It's the Women in Defense Greater Hampton Roads. We did that last year. Oh, what fun we had. It was facilitation after facilitation. And
Mhm,
I got to be me authentically, and the audience loved it. And they learned so much information about contracting with
mhm,
the federal, state, and local government. That information for me was wow. I did not know some of the things. I did know some of the things, but I didn't know a lot of the things that the presenters, the panelists brought forward. And so that was super cool. And getting the audience involved. At one point, there was a bug on the floor that walked towards me. And I was like, okay, get it. And one of the panelists says, get what? Get what? So it upended the entire meeting, you know, so it was kind of comical. It upended the entire meeting. And I had to bring everybody back to focus because people were picking up their bags and doing all kinds of stuff. And
that would have been me. I'm out the door. I done missed half the meeting because I could see a bug from like a mile away. Like, look, I can't read the screen, but I can see a bug. Okay. Well,
and thank God there was a man on the panel. Not trying to be sexist here, but he was the only one that took his shoe and squashed the bug because nobody else, all the women, there was one man and 5 women on the panel, and there was one man, and he squashed the bug and picked him up and got rid of him because I was getting ready to run out the door. They was not going to have a facilitator. I'm just saying.
I'm out. I'm out. So let me
I'm
ask you
done.
something. For people who are out there who don't know this information, like I would say, I would consider you to be fairly connected in this area,
Yeah,
and you're saying that you learned things that you didn't know before. For
yeah.
people who are out there who don't know what they don't know, like is there a way that you suggest that they start to find out about these kind of meetings, that
Oh,
find out
yeah.
like what's going on?
Oh, yeah. So the first thing business owners should do if they're in the ideation phase, they don't know what they don't know, is go to sba.gov. Go to sba.gov. That's first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
From there, you'll learn about the SBDC, which is the Small Business Development Center, which gives you free resources. SBDC, Sierra, Bravo, Delta, Charlie. That's the military acronyms. Alphabet. So SBDC, go there. SBA, go there, and just sign up to have a consultation. The consultation is absolutely free for business owners, anybody that wants to learn. In our area, you can also go to ODU, which has a women's center of resources that I did not really understand how many resources were available.
Wow.
And
Okay.
then from there, you'll learn about contracting. When you go to the Small Business Administration site, George Mason University has the Apex Accelerator. And that's where you learn about federal contracting. Also, SB SBSD, so Small Business Supplier Diversity, is another organization that helps small businesses. In our area, it's called SWAM certification, Small Women and Minority Owned Businesses. There's a certification for that. And they will help you elevate your certifications and connect you to contracts with the government. So there's a whole plethora of resources for small businesses. And unfortunately, I asked a question in the facilitation. I asked every person who's ever helped me with my business in one of these SBDC, SBA, ODU, all these people to please stand. There were 7 people who stood up. And what I said then next was, please keep standing. And every business owner in the room, raise your hand. And every business owner in the room raised their hand. It was a lot of business owners. I said, now each business owner, keep your hand raised. Leave your hand up if you've used one or more of these resources. Do you know there were like 4 people that raised their hand?
Yeah. I mean, because you think you're out here on an island trying to figure things out when there's so many resources available. And beyond the resources, you have to have a coach. You have to.
Why?
Otherwise, you could
How do you
spend
know
the
this?
next 20 years trying to find out what somebody can help you through in a quarter.
That's so good.
Not a quarter of the time, a quarter, 3 months.
Yeah. And that's what I did. Unfortunately, I spent years trying to figure it all out until I realized that I was not alone in trying to figure it all out, which is what I help do now, is coach people in business strategies. And how do you get from where you are to where you want to be without spending the time I spent 5-6 years trying to figure it all out. Where do I go for this and where do I go for that? But thankfully for me, when I finally reached out to SBA, I got directed to all these different places. And so if you're out there and you're starting a business or you're in business and you're 1 to 3 years, 4 to 5 years, and you're feeling stuck, stagnant, or don't know what to do next, contact us at BHS and Associates. It's barbarahsmith.com, and we will help you get to your next. Like we help Can Do Spice.
Like we help Candy Spice. That's right. That's right. And others. Like, I can't even tell you. I actually just did a rundown probably about, what is it, 12, 14, probably about 2 hours ago, of all the different tools that I know how to do.
Did you really?
Listen, there once upon a time, this girl would say, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. That's just too much. And then I realized that technology is not only is it not going anywhere, it's going lightning speed, right?
Oh,
So you better get on this horse, right? I was vending yesterday and someone's like, we got to stay in contact. I don't have a pen. Do you have a pen? I said, it's 2024. You don't have a phone? Yeah, I have a phone. Wait, you still writing people's phone numbers down? Like, come on. No, you got to get a high and a low, a link tree. Come on. You got to do better, guys. You got to do better, But
good for you.
like there's just so much out there to make things so much easier. This is not the time where you had to go to the library and spend hours and try to thumb through different books to figure it out. Like, you got yourself one of these. Let's get it, people. Let's get it.
Yeah. And listen, I just learned something new about Hi Hello. Hi Hello is a contact capturer. I just learned, Shani, that you can scan a business card in Hi Hello and it inputs the contact information.
Shut up. That's a game changer.
Isn't it?
On the
Yeah.
free version?
On the free version, you get 5 contacts to import. 5. And so,
Wow. Game changer.
yeah, I
All
just
right.
saw it and I was like, what is this scan thing? And I tapped it, and lo and behold, it scanned the business card and put Maria Herbert, who I wanted to meet and did meet, and got her contact information, and am having lunch with her and Catherine Graham. Those are 2 powerhouse contacts I made at WIDGHR, Greater Hampton Roads. Yeah, that. And these
Wow.
ladies are powerhouses and wanted to meet with me. And I was like, absolutely, let's make it happen. So I coordinated the venue and coordinated the date and the time. And we are meeting in June. And I am so excited that they wanted to meet with little old
Done.
me.
What little old
Just,
me? Get out of here. Get out of
just do
here.
it. Just do it.
Listen. They want to touch the hem. They just want to touch the hem. You don't even know. Right? I'm just saying. And speaking of touch the hem, because I know you're about to get into something else. Speaking of that, I want to say, people, you better make sure you're at the third annual Sisters Inspire Sisters to Advance retreat in the fabulous Ocean City, Maryland at Hilton Suites.
Yes,
Suite.
baby.
Every room is a suite. Ocean view.
Well, even beside the suite, you're going to walk away with actionable plans this time. We gave you some information last time, but this time you're going to walk away with actionable plans for your business, for your life. If you're tired of sitting on the fence, if you're tired of just going to conferences and leaving and not knowing what to do when you leave, you're going to want to be at the Sisters Inspire Sisters to Advance 2024. Baby.
Come get that blueprint. Okay.
Blueprint, resources, all kinds of networking connections. I'm talking the powerhouse women we have coming to pour into you. Lisa Santiago McNeil. Wait, what? Dr. Obiama Martin. Dr. Tiana Von Johnson. Baby, if you don't know these names, look them up, because you may never have heard of them, but they are well known in a lot of circles. And then you got me.
That was first. That was first. But yeah, I mean, like, it's, if you don't think,
listen,
you should be there, you are so wrong. You need to be there. Need to be there, because you invest in yourself. No one can take that from you.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. That's the thing. Let's talk about that for a second. For so long, I didn't understand the power of self-improvement. I would go to things and, blow it off. But what happens when you invest in yourself, you become more valuable, not just to yourself, but to others. Because people invest in those who invest in themselves.
Right.
And
it's a
we
cycle
don't
of
know it all. We don't know it all. No one of us knows it all. And so why not come to an event where the people that are showing up, the women powerhouses that are showing up, sorry, men, no men allowed this time. The women that are showing up are pouring into you their expertise, and their value is far beyond what you're going to invest at this conference. Right. I'm just saying.
There's over a century of expertise.
Experience. Yeah, absolutely. And then the camaraderie. We are still in touch with every single woman that started with our first event. We are still in touch.
I know.
You can't buy that camaraderie. You can't buy it. And you can call up a sister and say, hey, I have this issue, this situation. What do you think about? That's valuable. That's so valuable because
Right.
sometimes you feel alone in this entrepreneurial journey.
Very much alone. And we got to know each other on a very intimate level. I'm talking about not just business. We're talking about we cried together, we laughed together, and we know that you're supposed to laugh with each other. You're supposed to cry with each other, not say that's nothing to cry about. We cried with
Yeah.
each other. We prayed with each
We
other.
were
We had a
very,
great
we were,
time.
we were very authentic. That was the other thing. There is a lot of verbiage out there that says that women can't work together. And this was not that. And everyone felt welcome. I do remember. Do you remember the beginning of the second conference? We had some ladies come in and feel like they didn't belong. That some of the people in the room were doctors and highly educated and all those things, and they came in feeling like they didn't belong. And by the time, I think it happened in the first one too, but I think by the time the first hour was done, they totally felt like they belonged. And
Mhm.
that warmed my heart, you know?
Right. That's the importance of sharing though, because you think you have this idea about certain people, about who they are, and that they've always had it great, and like everything's unicorns and glitter, and until they start to be transparent and say, "Listen, sis, I know what you're going through."
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah.
So
I love
it was so good. And because we've been in the room, it's like we just want people to get that feeling, to get that, oh my God, you gotta be there. You gotta be there.
Dude,
So
I was one of them. I was one of them. I went to college. I have my own business. This is my second business. And I still felt, and I've pretty much gotten to know most of the people who were going to be at the retreat, right? Through email, not like physically. I've never seen them or whatever. But I was feeling like, I don't know. Am I really qualified? Like,
I
what are
did,
these
I
things?
did not know that. Did you really feel
At first.
that
And
way? Okay.
then, because I have mastered soft self-talk, thanks to none other than the Barbara H. Smith, I was like, will you stop it? Stop playing. You already know them. I ain't know them, but you already know them. Stop it. Stop it. Nobody
That's
can be me better than me.
that's huge. What you just said is huge. That self-talk and you knowing that no one can be you. There's no one on the planet, Shani. My husband and I and Mama talk about you incessantly. How smart you are, how intuitive you are,
Like
how
the help, like you say, like you was smart, you was kind, you was important, like that.
like that.
Oh, all right.
But but it's true. All jokes aside, it's true. And I remember the story about you're not wanting to ask me when we first started together as business associates. You're not wanting to ask me for help on what I asked you to do. And instead, industrious as you are, you just figured it out, spent hours needlessly, figured it out.
Don't tell my business. Don't tell my business.
Just figured it out. And then after explaining, after exposing that you took time to figure it out, realized that you could just ask me. And I never ever want anyone to feel less than because they don't know something technical,
Mhm.
especially. So I never portray that, you know. So when you don't know, so now if she works on it for 5 minutes and she can't figure it out, sis, how you do this?
Yeah, listen,
Okay,
and that's with everything. That's not just
yeah,
this. That's with everything. Now I'm like, oh, no, no. There's got to be an expert. When I was getting certified with the SBDC, I'm like, I looked at the paperwork and I'm like, no, I'm gonna find
let's
somebody who knows this like the back of their hand. And
let's
we
talk
got on
about
a
that.
Zoom. She walked me through it, and we were done 5 minutes, free, of course, because they have resources. Help me out. Done.
Yeah,
I was like,
let's
I
talk
don't
about that.
know.
You
I'm not
can
doing
get on a Zoom call now.
it.
The barriers to geography are over.
Over.
There is no sense in struggling in your business, in your life, over
Mhm,
anything. Pick
mhm.
up the phone, search it on ChatGPT, search it on Gemini. AI tools are phenomenal. If you are not familiar, check us out, barbarasmith.com. Leave me a contact. Let's get on a 15-minute discovery call and let's help you get beyond your stuck point, because there's no sense in it at all. At all. Let's talk about it.
Our producer in the background says, wasn't there a song called Call Me? Yeah, there was. It was Call Me the Moment You Get There. Many songs like that. But yeah, I'm not wasting that time anymore. For every no that you get, there are billions of people out there. You can just ask someone else. Don't take it personal. They don't even know you. You don't even know them.
Yeah.
DM somebody if you need to, but get the help that you need. Get the help that you need.
Stop playing.
Because you're slowing up somebody else's by not doing what you're assigned to do.
Oh, let's talk about that for a quick second. So each of us has been sent here on assignment. And if you don't know that, now you know. You have a gift, something that someone else is depending on for you to step into. And unless and until you step into it, they can't get to their next. Put that on your responsibility list. And then figure out what it is that you're assigned to do here that you need to cultivate, craft, and get super good at so that you can help the next person. That's huge.
So something like unleashing the warrior?
Exactly. Thanks for bringing that up. This is Unleash the Warrior Within, our latest book. It is a dynamic deep dive into your gifts, talents, traits, and you can get it now on audiobook. Get your copy of the Unleash the Warrior Within on audiobooks today. The link is down below, bit.ly unleashed WW audio. Get it today. It's super cool, if I have to say so myself, because each chapter starts with a QR code. The QR code is not for you to buy something. It's for you to have me coach you for a few moments right before you read the chapter. I say, get your book today. That's it. That's all.
I second that. Because of the responsibility that you have. You're literally holding somebody up.
Yes. And if you don't know what those things are, this will help you do a deep dive into what it is you are assigned to do. And I had a lady give me a wonderful compliment on Tuesday night. I attend a session with a group of wonderful ladies called Women Empowerment Network, hosted by the wonderful Lisa Santiago McNeil. And one of the ladies said, this book has helped me get my book written. And that's another thing. If you know what your gift is, and you don't have a book, let us help you get that out there. People need to hear from you. People need to hear from you. And what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? We're into our fourth book, getting ready to start our fifth. And so we know how to get you out there and get in the book writing business. And that's your
how about the legacy that you're talking about? This is not like you have to find something. I leave this for the world.
Yeah. Mark says, I'm in science and engineering. Well, not anymore, but my background is. And so they can learn from me some of the technical aspects, and I can explain complex concepts in an easy to understand fashion. Trust me on that.
I can second that. Because listen, sister girl here was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I was definitely in the lane of, well, I could find somebody to pay to do that. There's so many things now. I'm like, what you need? We want Canva, Bitly link.
You talking about Canva Queen? Canva Queen over here.
I'm just saying.
This is the Canva Queen. Anyway, we are out of time. We want you to get your copy of Unleash the Warrior Within on audiobooks. We want you to experience the transformation, and we want you to talk. We want you to make sure you are at the Sisters Inspire Sisters to Advance. I'm also going to be on the 23rd of May at the Triangle Society of Human Resources Management in Raleigh. If you are in the Raleigh area, Drop by and see us there. I would love to meet you. Tell us that you met me on the Empowering You show, and I'm going to drop a book in your hand for free. How about that? Show up, tell me you met me on the show, and I'm going to give you one of my books for free. Thank you so much, Shani
Ooh,
Smith,
you
for
better
being
get there,
here.
y'all.
Thank you so much for being there today, Shani. You are always the highlight for my day on Thursday. Thanks so much. We are just out of time. I'm loving this time. It seems like we just started the show. Thank you so much, Mark. You are our hero in the background. Appreciate all that you do for us. And you know what time it is. I actually got a watch now, Sean. It's
Boy.
time for you to step into your greatness because the world is really and truly waiting for you. That's our time. See us next week on the Empowering You Show. Bye bye.